Bound to the Prince. Chapter 10. The Things We Hide. The smell of freshly brewed coffee lingered in the air, soft and grounding, but the silence that filled the penthouse was anything but. Elena sat across from Dante at the long dining table, her fork idle against her plate. He had insisted she join him for breakfast, and though every part of her wanted to run the moment she woke up, she'd stayed. Half out of confusion, half out of a strange, unspoken pull she couldn't name. He sat at the other end, posture composed, fingers loosely holding a cup of coffee. The morning light cut across his face, making him look sharper, colder. For a while, neither spoke. Finally, Dante set his cup down. "You should eat," he said. "I'm not really hungry," Elena murmured, staring at her untouched plate. He studied her quietly. "You said yesterday that you don't remember much about what happened at the bar." Elena tensed. "No, I don't." His tone stayed calm, but there was a subtle edge beneath it. "Convenient." Her eyes snapped to him. "What's that supposed to mean?" He leaned back, folding his arms. "It means your story doesn't add up." She frowned. "You think I'm lying?" "I think," he said slowly, "you're hiding something." Elena blinked, thrown. "Hiding what?" "I tried to find out who you are," Dante continued, voice even but eyes sharp. "After that night at the alley. After the way you reacted to me." Her stomach dropped. You looked me up?" "Of course I did." He didn't sound the least bit apologetic. "You think I'd ignore someone who keeps appearing around me like a shadow?" "I wasn't following you," she said, her voice rising. "Maybe not consciously." He tilted his head. "But the thing is, Elena, you don't exist." Her breath hitched. "What?" He slid a phone across the table toward her. On the screen were lines of data, records, images, but most of them blank. "My men dug into your background," he said. "And what they found, or rather didn't find, doesn't make sense. No school records before you turned 18. No hospital records, no photos, no digital footprint. It's like you appeared out of thin air." Elena stared at him, speechless. "That's insane." "I have a family. A life." Dante's gaze didn't waver. "Then tell me about it." She swallowed hard, the words feeling suddenly fragile. "My father was a businessman. He left when I was young. He has another family now. My mother runs a small shop. I'm an only child." "That's all?" Her hands curled into fists. "What else do you want from me?" "Proof," he said simply. Elena pushed back her chair, anger flooding through her chest. "You think I made that up? That I'm pretending to be someone else?" "Maybe you are," Dante said, standing now too. His voice didn't rise, but it deepened, carrying weight. "Or maybe someone made you forget who you really are." "Forget?" she echoed, shaking her head. "That's ridiculous." "Is it?" His eyes bore into hers. "You said you can't remember parts of that night. What if there's more you've lost than you realize?" Her heart pounded. The quiet hum of the city outside suddenly felt far away, unreal. "You're wrong," she whispered. "You don't know me." "No," Dante said softly, stepping closer. "And that's what bothers me." The air between them shifted, thick, charged. Elena's voice wavered. "You're making me sound like a criminal." He gave a faint, humorless smile. I make everyone sound like a criminal until I know what they're hiding. Before she could respond, his phone buzzed on the table. He answered without breaking eye contact. Speak, he said curtly. A pause. I see. Keep watching. He ended the call, slipped the phone into his pocket, and looked back at her. Eat, he said again. We're not done here. She glared at him, shaking her head. You can't just interrogate me like this. I'm not some suspect you can keep locked up. Locked up? His brow lifted. You're free to walk out that door any time. The lie hung heavy in the air. She didn't respond, but inside her thoughts spiraled. What if he was right? Why was so much of her past blank in her own mind? And why, despite all of this, did part of her still trust him? When Dante left the room to take another call, Elena's decision hardened. She needed to leave. She grabbed her bag and moved quickly, slipping toward the door. But before her fingers could touch the handle, a strong hand closed around her wrist. Going somewhere? Dante's voice was low, close, dangerous. Let go, she snapped, trying to pull free. He stepped in front of her, blocking the way. You're not leaving. Watch me. She shoved at his chest, but he didn't budge. His jaw tightened, muscles coiling as she struggled harder. Elena, don't you dare! In one sharp motion, she twisted, trying to break his grip. But Dante caught her by the waist instead. The movement sent them both stumbling, bodies colliding. Her back hit the wall, his hand braced beside her head, their breaths tangled. The air cracked between them, anger and something dangerously close to desire. Why are you fighting me? He demanded, his voice rough. Because you won't let me go. You don't even know what you're running from. His words struck deep, but she couldn't look away. Their faces were inches apart now, his breath warm against her cheek. Her heart hammered so hard it hurt. Let me go, Dante, she whispered, though her voice betrayed her. He didn't. His eyes dropped briefly to her lips, then back to her eyes. Dark, conflicted, burning. She tried to push him away, her hands pressing against his chest, but his muscles were unyielding. His scent, a mix of cologne and something distinctly him, filled her senses, clouding her thoughts. Dante's control fractured. With a growl, he captured her mouth in a fierce kiss, his lips demanding, his tongue invading her space, with a hunger that left her breathless. Elena gasped, her body reacting instinctively, her hands clutching at his shoulders as if to anchor herself. He ground his hips against hers, his hardness pressing insistently into her thigh, and she moaned into his mouth, her resistance crumbling like ash. He broke the kiss, his lips trailing down her jaw, his breath hot against her skin. His hands roamed over her body, pulling her closer, his touch both rough and reverent. She arched into him, her nails digging into his back, her core throbbing with a need she couldn't name. Elena's head fell back, her breath coming in short, ragged gasps. His fingers slid under her skirt, his touch scorching as he teased the hem of her panties. She whimpered, her body trembling on the edge of something unknown, something terrifying and exhilarating all at once. Dante, she breathed, her voice shaky, her innocence warring with her desire. He growled against her skin, his lips brushing her earlobe. Elena. He whispered, his fingers hovering dangerously close to the edge of her damp panties. Whatever came next, neither of them would have been able to stop. Dante! The sound of a woman's voice sliced through the tension like a blade. Dante froze, his expression shifting instantly. He stepped back, straightening just as the door opened. A tall, elegant woman stood there, silver hair pinned back, eyes sharp with familiarity. "Mother," Dante said, his tone flat but respectful. Elena stood pressed against the wall, her hair disheveled, chest rising fast. She could feel her face burning. Dante's mother's gaze flicked between them, her brow arching ever so slightly. "I see I've interrupted something." Dante cleared his throat, his composure returning with alarming speed. "Just a misunderstanding." "Of course," his mother said smoothly, but the faint hint of a smirk tugged at her lips. Elena wanted the floor to swallow her whole. Dante shot her one last unreadable look before turning to his mother. "We'll talk later," he murmured. And the words weren't meant for his mother. Elena knew it. She felt it. And for the first time, she wasn't sure if she wanted to run or stay.